Welcome to Essex County College's Community Education Forum TV series. Now here's your host, Mr. Alfred Bundy.
Welcome to Essex County College's Community Education Forum. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy, and the Executive Director for Institutional Advancement here at the college. Our first guest on today's Community Education Forum is a member of our Ladies Wolverine women's basketball team at the college. She's a graduate of Bloomfield High School. Let's meet Michelle Hernandez. Welcome to the forum.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, great. Well, you have to, that's the perfect line right there. Thank you for having me. So you're off to a great start. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You still live in Bloomfield?
No, I grew up and raised in Newark.
Okay.
And I still live back here in Newark.
Oh, nice. And what's your major here at the college?
I major in business administration.
Do you know what you want to do with that?
Recently, no, not yet.
Okay.
Still trying to figure it out.
Okay. And how did you become interested or start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball in middle school. I just signed up for the team and I grew to love the sport. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you love about it?
I just love how it's a gateway for me to express or just get out there and play. And it showed me leadership and showed me a lot of other stuff.
Now, is it fun?
Yes, it's fun.
A lot of fun, right? So when you look at the people on TV playing basketball, making all that money for fun, right? They're having a good time.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that most of the players on this year's team are freshmen. Is that correct? And how do you think, the rest of the season is going to go? You guys are just kind of new.
Having the team mostly be freshmen is a bit different. We're all adjusting, playing at the college level, so there's a lot of growing to do. But we're also motivated to do better, so with that energy, I think we can improve quickly. And as the season goes on, we'll learn each other's strengths and get better. And I think eventually we'll be in sync to do the best that we can.
Now talk to me about your position. What position do you play? You're
I'm
a forward. You're a forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get rebounds?
Rebounds, mid-range shots,
Can you shoot the 3-point
I
shot?
can. I try.
Okay, all right.
Still working on that.
Okay, and how many games have you had so far?
We've had 3 so far.
Okay, and how's our record?
2-1.
2-1? We won 2?
No, 1-2.
1-2. Okay, all right. What we do here in my area is we promote all your successes. We always put on most of our marquees around the school, the wins and losses of all of our sporting teams here at the college. And we will follow either what you do with the women's team. But we only put up when you win. We don't even put up when you lose, so people don't even know and stuff. I talk to us about your coach. Give me her name and what do you like about her leadership?
Our coach, Coach John.
Go John, right?
Yeah. I like how he pushes us to do better, even if we get in our head. He'll say something to us to make us want to do better for ourselves and for our team. So I really appreciate that about him.
Now, one of the things that you have to do here at Essex County College, you also have to keep your grades up.
Yeah.
So you guys study together. How does that work? How do you manage keeping your grades up and going to class and going to practice?
Yeah, it's been a big adjustment balancing practice, games, and schoolwork. But we have mandatory study hall, so that helps us. And I go to tutoring on my own time, and I follow a weekly schedule. So I've been effectively managing my time better.
Okay. And you have mandatory study hall. Is that mandatory study hall with the rest of the team, or is that
all teams?
Oh, with all sports.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. All right. Now, in the last few years, the women's professional basketball league has just exploded. The WNBA is just so hot. By the way, what players do you like out there? Who do you like?
I really like Brother Stewart, but I really admire
Take time. Tell us who you really admire.
I really admire Nafisa Wilson.
And what team is she on?
She's on the Knicks.
She's on Alumnus right now.
She's Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay, defensive player of the year, and you pride yourself in defense,
Yes.
which is harder than offense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to have her skills.
Okay, and we had quite a big win here recently in this area because the New York Liberty team won it all, right?
Yeah.
And that's been very exciting for all of us. Have you been surprised at how big and how successful the WNBA has grown? Are you surprised?
I'm not at all surprised. They've been getting more media coverage, bigger sponsorships, and more fan engagement. So overall, I think it was eventually going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to catch a women's team out in Las Vegas. I got to see the Las Vegas Aces. I think they were really big. The place was packed. But the only thing you got to make sure women start getting paid the same way, right?
Yes, and then probably I think this is pushing more for that too. Just getting more media coverage.
Yeah, more media coverage so they can get paid like all the other athletes do. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, hopefully I finish my business administration degree and hopefully move on to a 4-year college, whether it's on the D2 or D1 level.
Okay. All right, you think you'll still be playing basketball?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Well, listen, much continued success, Michelle, and much continued success to our Wolverine ladies basketball team. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us. And please don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Whether it's jump-starting a new career or working toward your degree, Essex County College provides access and opportunities to succeed. ECC offers biology, engineering, computer science, nursing and health sciences, criminal justice, business, liberal arts, supply chain management, and social science in-demand programs. Learn more today about Essex County College. Students first.
Our next guest on today's Community Education Forum is the new President and Chief Executive Officer for the Newark Regional Business Partnership, known as NRBP. Please welcome Ferlanda Fox Nixon Esquire to the forum. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm just delighted to. I've known you, had some other experiences. I know you were with the Down Harmon's Chamber for a while, but I don't know how many people really know about your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I am an attorney by training. So I practiced law for 18 years doing business, corporate finance, municipal finance. Worked in-house at a finance company, worked at a law firm, and then I started doing a whole bunch of entrepreneurial things. So my journey from practicing law was quite eclectic. So I'm a leadership consultant. I do executive coaching, career coaching, and college coaching. I've owned a digital online news site, Tap Into Denville, and I've done some college teaching at Rutgers Newark, a course on leadership and a course on ethics. And then I also did some communications work for Rutgers Newark in their Office of Communications. Now, so that was all before I went to the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey.
Is Denville your home?
That's where I live right now.
Okay, and is that kind of an online news?
Yes. So Tap Into is a franchise.
Yes.
So I was the franchise owner for the outlet that serviced Denville.
Okay. Yeah. We use Tap Into right here. Of course, it have a lot to do with communication and marketing, so we deal with all the tap-ins here in Essex County. Talk to us a little bit about the Newark Regional Business Partnership. Tell us a little bit about its history, and tell us all the people that are involved in your chamber.
Sure. So the Newark Regional Business Partnership is a chamber of commerce. And so for people who don't know what that is, it's an organization of member businesses and organizations. So we have large corporations, the anchor corporations here in Newark, Panasonic, Prudential, PSE&G, all the anchor corporations, but also the anchor institutions just in general. So NJPAC, the higher ed So we have Essex County College as
Oh,
a
we're
member,
very proud to be a member.
right? So all the colleges and universities that are based here in Newark, and then we also have quite a contingent of nonprofit organizations. And so the whole idea is just to have a collective voice so that we can really uplift the economic development here in Newark, and to do it collectively because it's a stronger voice, more powerful, more impactful. So we work on anything that's pro-business. So any agenda that's going to help business, that's what we're going to probably raise our hand for and try to advocate and support.
Ms. Nixon, talk to me about some of the programs. I've had the great opportunity to come to some. They're always very educational and learn a lot. But for the people who don't know, talk to us about the type of services and even programs that you offer your members.
So when people think of chambers of commerce, they think of the events, the networking events, and we certainly have our fair share of them. Probably once a month, we're having a signature networking event, and that's for our members to get to know each other. But what we're finding is that if you're not comfortable networking, if you're new to Newark, you need a little bit more nurturing. And so we have recently implemented our Engage and Exchange initiative, and it's a members-only initiative to get our members to know each other and to build a community within the membership, so that if I see you out, I know that you're an NRBP member, right? And so we're doing that through virtual meetings, through small meet and greets and mixers with members only. And our newsletter is a weekly newsletter, and we have aspects of the newsletter where it's members only. And then we're putting it out there. 2025, we will be doing some podcasting, members only.
Oh, very nice. Now, are you finding people joining because of the number of people in the chamber? What is the draw? Why do people want to be part of this?
The draw, I believe, is the city of Newark itself. So you are interested in being a member of NRBP if you have a business in Newark, you want to have a business in Newark, or your business is impacted by what is going on in Newark. And so those are the people that are attracted to us.
Yeah, I know almost once a year the chamber brings the mayor, and the mayor kind of talks about his vision and his plans for business and what's going on. Tell me about this disparity study that's happened here in New Jersey related to the lack of business contracts for women and minority-owned businesses. You've been out there sharing and talking about this report. What do we need to know about that?
Right, so before I came to NRBP, I was with the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. I was their Chief of Policy and External Affairs under the leadership of John Harmon, and he formed a disparity study task force and appointed me as one of the co-chairs of that task force. And so we basically, the governor commissioned this study on procurement practices in the state of New Jersey with an eye towards contracting, awarding contracts to women and minority-owned businesses. The results came out in January of this year, and they were abysmal. They were worse than you could possibly imagine, and particularly for Black-owned businesses. So John Harmon formed the task force, and basically we've been kind of doing a circuit of educating people about the disparity study and what they can do to have our legislators become proactive about, well, actually right now it's reactive, but to do something about that.
When I hear about these disparity studies, certainly we've had them in the county and other places. So often everybody's getting the minority firm or the woman's firm to get certified. But certified is not getting the business.
That's correct.
And that seems to be the problem. Are we talking about figuring out new ways for small businesses to partner? I mean, how can we change these results?
That's where actually, so chambers of commerce can be quite helpful because they will say they don't know anybody who is qualified to do the business, right?
Yes.
So if you have a network of businesses that are in fact ready and able to do the work, there's no excuse. You have a go-to that you could go to. You could go to the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. You can go to the Newark Regional Business Partnership. We have those businesses there, right, who are willing and they actually have a strong desire to do that type of work. So the chambers can advocate on behalf of the small business community. The chamber can set up showcases where procurement officers can meet small business owners. Also, we need to demystify the process, and we need to make it less onerous and burdensome for small business owners who many times they don't even have the time to actually fill out those RFPs, and so you can make it easier too.
Yes.
And so we could also help in giving advice on how to streamline the process.
Talk to me a little bit about the economy in this region and how big it is. And certainly I want to commend you for being out talking about this disparity. I see you're actually going to be at the League, am I correct?
Yes.
Next week in Atlantic City, and we're going to, some of us here at the college will be at that same convention. But talk to me about this region's economy here in this greater Newark area. What is it like?
So the Newark Regional Business Partnership, just last week, we had our annual Regional Economic Outlook. And so we do this, we host it every year, and it's a forecast of what the economy is going to look like or projected to look like in the upcoming year. And so what we were told last week is it looks good. It's going to cool a little bit, but it's still going to be good. It's going to still be strong. There's no concerns about any recessionary activity going on. So it still looks very promising. And when you take a look at what's going on in Newark, Newark has been for quite a bit of time experiencing a renaissance.
Absolutely.
And so that's still in play. And we're excited about that and just helping our small business owners get involved in that growth. As Newark prospers, we want our businesses that are here in Newark to prosper as well. So we're excited about the future to come,
Yeah, and certainly people don't realize how fortunate this region is to have a major transportation hub, to have the airlines here, to have train run through it. All these things increase, the business outlook for town and community. If someone wants to get in touch with you or contact the Regional Business Partnership, how can they do that? We're going to put that information up if you'll share that with us.
Well, go to our website. So our website is newarkrbp.org. And you'll see information about me there. We have a tiny staff. There's a total of 4 of us. So in addition to myself, there's Kirsten Giardi. She's our Vice President of Member Relations and Engagement. There's Maya Curie. She's our Vice President of Communications and Programming. And then there's Nikki Drake, who is she's our Office Manager and our Inside Sales Associate. So, and our bios are there and our emails are there. So I would encourage people to visit our website.
Absolutely. Any advice for new and upcoming business owners?
I think I just give the advice that they probably have been hearing. You have to be patient, you have to be persistent, and you have to be positive. So I threw out the 3 Ps for you.
Well, I'm delighted to have you back. And here, I know you were here not that long ago with the other chamber you worked for, because we hosted that event here at Essex County College. And we want to wish you much continued success.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been wonderful.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Ferlanda, for being a part of the Community Education Forum. Please don't go anywhere, but let's go first to the Essex County College's Alumni Corner and meet Dr. Amateo Adeniat from the class of 2009. Essex County College made a difference in her life, she's now making a difference in the world. Check this out. We will be right back. Welcome back to Essex County College's Community Education Forum. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy. Now I want to welcome a proud alumnus of Essex County College who served as the valedictorian of the class of 2006. Welcome back. We say welcome home. Jose Medina-Pardo, how are you?
Great, Al. Thanks for having me here. It's an honor.
Delighted to have you. Now, when you were here, what was your major?
Yes, so when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to do something along the lines of technology. Wasn't sure what it would be. I was flirting with engineering, didn't know what type, and at the time, computer science was becoming hot. So I knew I wanted to do something along those lines. I ended up registering as an engineering major, and that allowed me to explore the options. One of the great things about Essex County College is that I could do that. So as I was taking the classes, I took computer science. I did well in them, thanks to then Professor Alvin Williams.
Okay.
And
Dr. Williams is still with us. He's the
I know.
department head, going to retire soon, but I'm sure he's glad to hear that you
Excellent.
mentioned him. Let me ask you something now. Did you end up doing something with computers? We're all doing something with computers. Well, how did you end up? Tell us a little bit more about your educational journey.
Sure. So I knew, like I told you, I knew computer science was a great thing, and now I'm almost regretting that I didn't stick with that pathway. But I think that for computer science, you have to have a certain mindset, certain personality. So although I did good in the classes, Dr. Williams was great, I thought I needed to get into something more tangible for me. At least that's how my mindset worked at the time, and I think that's how it still works. So for me, computer science, although I saw the value and what the potential could be, it was a little bit abstract. So I ended up going more towards the engineering side.
I see.
And then when I was flirting between electrical and mechanical, I figured mechanical is the most tangible of them all. So ended up selling on that.
My son is mechanical
Great.
engineer. Yeah.
That's great to know.
Yes, he seems to like it a lot.
Yeah.
You have the distinct honor of being our first student to receive, which is quite prestigious, our Jack Kent Cook Scholarship from the Jack Cook Foundation. Talk to me about getting that scholarship and how it changed your life.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I will say is that being here at Essex was a great motivator, a great catalyst, because I saw people before me apply for scholarships, apply to colleges, get accepted. So the more and more that I went through those years here made me realize that there were possibilities out there, and that I just had to search. I just had to throw my hat in the ring and see what I could get it, see what happens. So yeah, so a good example were the Phi Theta Kappa presidents that I saw were progressing through their education here at Essex, and ended up getting scholarships. And so when I did the search, I came across the Jack and Cook Foundation scholarship, and it seemed a good fit for me because it was very generous, and also it had some criteria that was the most flexible, right? Regarding citizenship, regarding type of student, a lot of those things were more flexible. So going back to your question, Al, it was very transformative, and I did my best. At the time, I remember thinking it was a long shot, but I did it. I cannot claim that it was me only, and that's where I love bringing back the support that I got from faculty. Professor David Berry, Professor Romero at the time, who were the Phi Theta Kappa advisors. They helped me tremendously, particularly Professor David Berry, proofreading the essays and all that stuff, and then speaking with other professors about things that I could add, getting recommendations, etc. It was a great support network that I found, that I believe was what helped me stand out from the group, and thank God I.
But you
I got it.
prevailed and you succeeded, and it came together that you were awarded the scholarship.
It did.
And what happens after that? Where do you take your journey to?
Yeah, so it was surreal, and the thing is, the surprise was given to me because the college had found out that I had gotten it, but they kept it close to their chest. They didn't let me know until there was a Phi Theta Kappa event. It was I believe it was the induction of the new inductees. I was a vice president of the chapter, Alpha Theta Theta here at Essex, and as we were going through the induction, one of the surprise announcements of the evening was that I had gotten the scholarship. So I was taken aback. It was very emotional, to say the least, because a lot of opportunities opened up for me. That I didn't have access to prior to that, and the thing was, I say everything happens for a reason. God knows the path, but at that time I had already set my mind on NJIT grade school, because that was the next transition with the great partnership that NJIT has, a great school with Essex County College. But that allowed me to almost start looking at other states, other schools. Unfortunately, at the time, I was when I found out that I had gotten the scholarship, it was June, so it was a little bit late for schools to apply. So ended up applying for a few that had rolling admissions or could accept.
And where
students.
did you land?
Yeah, so I applied to a few schools that took my application. I got accepted to a few, but I ended up sitting for Georgia Tech.
Now, had you ever
Atlanta.
been to Georgia or been to Atlanta before?
No.
All right, so this is your first time in Atlanta?
It was my first time in Atlanta. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and-
It was so.
And what a big city. I mean, Newark's is a city, but Atlanta is so much more larger.
It is large. It is more spread out.
Yeah. And a great football and sports program. That's
Great, yeah.
huge. That's great.
Absolutely.
And stuff. And you majored in what at Georgia Tech?
Yeah. So going back, just to touch on something that you mentioned. Yeah, Georgia. Why Georgia? So it was more, again, the opening of possibilities. My family and I moved to New Jersey from Ecuador in 2000, and we had grown in Hudson County, then came to school here in Essex County. So it was almost like I would love to get a little bit of a change of atmosphere.
Yeah, you get a whole new part of America.
Whole new part of America. Yes, yes.
But what did you major in?
Yes, I majored in mechanical engineering. So that's what I ended up. As I told you, going back to the story at the beginning, I knew I wanted to do mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And part of going to Georgia Tech, not only the fact that they were a great school, they were top for mechanical engineering. So
now it's interesting because one of your siblings, your sister,
right,
also becomes a Jack Kent Coach Scholar. So quickly, I need to say, because you actually had two brothers and a sister,
right,
who attended Essex County College.
That's right.
And your sister, I want to say Sophia.
Sophia, yeah.
Tell me about what happened when she got her Jack Kent Coach Scholarship, and where did she go to school at after leaving here? Where did she go?
Yeah. It was, both my brothers also applied, but at the time, obviously, it got more competitive. And Sophia.
Let's talk about Sophia.
Yeah, and Sophia got the scholarship. It was great when we knew she got it. It was a blessing also for her. She ended up applying for a few schools and ended up settling on Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins, isn't that amazing? Right?
Yeah.
One of the best schools in the world. And she currently today is doing what?
So she's working for public health. She's working for Mount Sinai in the city.
And that's what Johns Hopkins is known for. You recently came back for one of our Hispanic Heritage celebrations.
Yes.
Talk to us about coming back and sharing with students, something that you do from time to time, which I think is so wonderful. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, well, whenever I come back to Essex, it's always like coming back home. I know that sounds very cliche, but it truly is. Even as I was making my way to campus, I took the same light rail as I used to take, so it brought back a lot of fun memories. So it's always great. That one of the things that stuck with me when I was a student is that I saw people coming back. I saw people giving back to the college, right, and getting involved in many ways. And that was inspirational in many ways to me, and it was also eye-opening. So whenever I do this, I just hope that I can create an impact, a positive impact on other students. And also, whenever I have conversations with them, if there's a way that I can open up my network for them, I can help them, or at least give them a perspective of how I got from point A to point B. So it's always great to come back, always great to see professors, admins.
Well, I know you added a lot to the Hispanic celebration here this year, so I want to thank you for just coming, and it was a great event, and certainly we need you to keep coming back. I think that just as a role model, just for folks to see you, that hearing your journey, they know they can make it too. Briefly tell me about what you do in New York now, and the type of work that you're doing.
Yeah. So after being a consultant for a few years, when I got out of school, I ended up now working for the Durst organization. They are a family-owned real estate developer in Manhattan. I am part of their engineering team, in-house engineering team. We're a group of registered engineers that serve as in-house consultants to the family and all the developments and the projects.
What type of development projects do they do?
Yeah, it's high-rise buildings, and it's residential and commercial.
Nice.
A couple of towers that you may recognize. One is the Freedom Tower, One World Trade Center. They're part owners with the Port Authority.
Wow.
And there's Bank of America by Bryant Park, One Bryant Park, which is part owners with Bank of America. You may see also recognize the H&M building, as you see from here from New Jersey. That's also there. So their mantra is to leave each place better than they found it, and I found that to be true, which is great and inspiring to work with them. It's not only about developing, and they have a big focus on sustainability and longevity. That's why they've been able to ride the different economic waves that have happened in their 100-year history.
Jose, we are out of time, but what advice do you want to give to college students, some of our students who may watch this program? What's a thought or two you might want to just leave for our students? Yeah,
I would say that one of the things that has helped me tremendously is just to know that there are options in this great country, and that we live in it truly is the land of opportunity. And when one door seems to shut on your face, there's a few others that can open if you have the right conversation, if you try to get out, although some experiences may be discouraging. Getting out and meeting people, coming back to campus, coming back to speaking with friends always helps.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good message. Don't stop knocking on those doors, and one door is going to open and be your door to success. Thank you again, Jose, and we are proud to say we've had quite a bit of Jack Kent Cooke scholars follow in your footsteps, and you've been an excellent example of what our first was like. So thank you for your success. You've been watching Essex County College Community Education Forum. For more information on Essex County College, visit our website at essex.edu. To catch any of our Community Education Forum shows, check us out on Facebook or YouTube. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy. I'll see you next time.
You've been watching Essex County College's Community Education Forum. For more information on Essex County College, visit essex.edu. To catch any of our Community Education Forum shows, check out Facebook or YouTube. We'll see you next time.